Okay, so back to the wheel swap here on my 1967 Highway 61 442. That's what she looked like. Finally done. Always said wheels and tires could make or break a vehicle, and I think in this case that's couldn't be more true. But also, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video, but I also wanted to say that I posted the link to the webpage I had mentioned in my first video, the one that has all the different wheels and tires and their makes, their mounting styles, their dimensions, and all that, so forth. I posted the link for that in the first video description. On top of that, another problem, you are definitely going to run into hub issues. Basically what happened with me is, well, you can see, very loose. So the inside of these wheels look like so. That center ring there is the hub, and the outer black ring is part of the wheel. And to disassemble this, at least for the stock one, you just shave down, grind down, cut down, whatever you want to. These 5 little rivets or studs here, cut down the very edges of them. Try not to break them. And then that piece slide right out along with the hub itself. This stays stationary in the wheel, obviously. So this is what allows it to spin freely on the spindle. For the stock wheel, this all came apart super easy. For the Car Collectible or ERTL, whatever, ERTL, those wheels, it was actually a nightmare. So they come off the same way, shave down the little 5 things, but unlike this one, where this is just totally separate from the wheel and tire, that one, you actually have to remove the whole tire to get this out. So, and you know, the hub slides in through the back, so to get the hub out you have to remove that. So getting that tire off there without, you know, cracking the end of the wheel or chipping the chrome or cutting the tire, that was just a nightmare. I managed to do it, but I only did it on one and then I stopped, and I actually still had issues. So the hub, this is actually out of that wheel, but the hub out of the stock wheel, while the inside diameter was smaller, so with a tighter fit, the outside diameter was smaller as well, which is to be expected, I guess. So it was tight on the hub, but this was flopping around in the wheel. So what I did to at least try to band-aid that is I wrapped some electrical tape around this nice and tight, around 2.5, maybe 2 3/4 layers, and then cut it down smooth. And the result of that is this side is considerably better, but still an issue. So, you know, that's a band-aid to help with that if you don't have anything at your dispense, but it won't help with the in and out looseness, which they do that as well. You need some type of spacer or washer for that. And this will definitely apply with aftermarket wheels as well. That's another reason why I wanted to bring it up. So if you can, if you're ordering wheels, whatever you're doing, measure the inside diameter of your hub as well as the outside diameter of the spindle that the hub slides on, and try to get it close. But if you have to go on one end, go tight. So go small on the hub. You can always make it bigger, you can't really make it smaller unless you got electrical tape. So that's another little piece of advice. For Highway 61, they basically, ERTL went to, I think, what, PeachState, and then they started messing around with Car Collectables, which, so they obviously have ties with Highway 61. Now they're actually Auto World. So all those names I just mentioned should all be the snap-in styles, and they should all be fairly, you know, interchangeable with with the exception of them wobbling like that. But I mean, I'm happy with it overall, for sure. You know, I was told that I was going to need 4 screwdrivers and 4 hands, and while that was sort of true with the rear, I had to use an alligator clip to hold the 2-piece rear differential together after I got the first wheel off in order to pop off the second wheel. But, you know, you guys know as well as me, alligator clips aren't exactly vice grips, so it wasn't too big of a deal. And the fronts, bing, popped right off. So, which is what all of these do now, because the hubs are too big. But so that's a little video of that. I couldn't be happy with the results. I mean, it went from hideous to great. But yeah, I couldn't find this information anywhere. You know, there's a bunch of people asking, and the general response was, don't do it, you're gonna break it. You know, probably mostly from people that have never tried. And while I do have a decent collection, I only have 3 Highway 61 cars. This one actually I got for only $40 because it was missing the box, but they're expensive and I really didn't want to be a test dummy, but luckily it worked out. Last thing, when you do get done taking the old wheels off that you're going to use, if they're not already off, the back of this and the back of the hub are going to be all gouged, scratched, gummed up. Really nothing you can do to avoid that. Now, obviously there's a million ways you can clean that up. Only reason I'm mentioning this is because I kind of did it a strange way, and I was really happy with how well it worked. I took a little X-Acto knife, or whatever you want to call it, little detailed, sharp razor blade. And I had a Harbor Freight blade kit with a nice flat square blade. Almost looked like a putty scraper. Well, I took the reverse side of the blade, and I went backwards, straight across it, nice and flush, several times. And not only did it take away the gumminess, it freed it up. It just worked way better than I would have assumed. I kind of thought I was using the wrong tool for the job, since that's kind of what I do. Grab what's nearest, but so that's another thing you could try. But oh, and don't forget, this will render your drive shaft no longer working, because unlike the original wheels with the square spline, actually that looks like a hex, the other guys don't have those, so it'll still rotate, but it won't spin the drive shaft. Anyhow, thanks for watching my video. Let me know in the comments if I should stop. This is my first video ever done. People have been telling me I need to do them, but I normally work on race cars, pit crew, and sit on the couch, so I figured I might as well start with a diecast. But I'm actually new to these, so I'm learning as I go here. But yeah, the thing looks good. Looks good on it, unlike my daily driver here. My good old 84 Coupe de Ville. $600, 30,000 miles. Love the old gal. She's a beaut. Clark. Anyway, good luck. Hope I helped.